Defeated junior welterweight, Jermaine White, in our leadoff bout scheduled for 8 rounds. Anthony Peterson turned 21 in February, born in Washington, D.C. He won 2 national championships at 132 pounds and then turned pro a year and a half ago. He's aggressive, technically solid, fast hands, good footwork, power in both hands. He scored early stoppages in January and most recently last month, and is now 16-0 with 13 knockouts. Steve, take us behind those numbers.
Nick, it's been slim pickings for Anthony. Like big brother Lamont, Anthony has feasted on overmatched opposition. Only 4 of his 16 foes had winning records. All fall down. Anthony's KO record indicates he's the brother with the punch. But keep in mind that all but 1 of his 13 KO victims had been previously stopped at least once. And the fast track, Anthony has been very active. Vicente Escobedo, who edged him out for a spot on the 2004 U.S. Olympic team, has fought 10 times to Anthony's 16 bouts.
Jermaine Too Sweet White was born in another rugged place, Gary, Indiana. He had about 60 local and regional amateur fights and told us he couldn't compete on the national level because he didn't have the money or sponsorship. White turned pro 2 years ago. He says he has the versatility to box and move or fight inside. His most recent fight was only 2 weeks ago when he won a 6-round unanimous decision. 24-year-old Jermaine White is ready to be on national television. He is ready, wired for sound, 13-0 now, 7 KOs. What's behind the numbers, Steve?
Well, Nick, this is an Everest-like climb. White is green. He might be undefeated, but his 13 opponents have won only a combined 75 bouts. Gathering dust. White was busy last year fighting 6 times, but he's fought only once this year. Ideally, he should be much more active. And time, 6 to 8. This is White's first scheduled 8-rounder, but that's okay because Peterson's never been past 6 rounds either.
Our leadoff fight's a battle of unbeatens then. Anthony Peterson taking on Jermaine White in a junior welterweight bout scheduled for 8 rounds. Let's go to ring announcer J.D. Lyons for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Four Bears Casino and Lodge here in Newtown, North Dakota for Showbox, the new generation, brought to you tonight by Prize Fight Boxing in association with Dakota Storm and, of course, Showtime. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the North Dakota Boxing Commission. The chairman is Jim Erickson. Also president ringside tonight, Al Jagger, Secretary of State and the State Athletic Commissioner, present at ringside. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the 3 judges at ringside scoring the bout tonight. Kenny Leeson, Dennis Nelson, and Tucker Pudwill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 3rd man in the ring and in charge of the action, your referee, Mark Nelson. This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of action, this in the junior welterweight division. Introducing first, and fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gray trim and weighing in at 138 pounds. He joins us tonight representing his hometown of Gary, Indiana, with his professional record, 12 victories, 13. No defeats. He has 7 big wins coming by way of knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jermaine Too Sweet White. His opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with silver trim and weighing in at a ready 136 pounds. He too is undefeated as a professional. He enters the ring representing his hometown of our nation's capital, originally from Washington, D.C., now fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, his professional record, 16 victories, no defeats. He has 13 big wins coming by way of knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated Anthony Peterson.
Chief seconds.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mark Nelson, now to give the fighters their final instructions.
Gentlemen, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room. You know exactly what I expect. Give me a good, clean fight and protect yourself at all times. Obey the bell. Touch them up. Good luck to both of you.
These fighters, this is a strange one. They're the same height, yet you see Peterson with a 6-inch reach advantage. Makes sense then that White wants to fight inside.
Most notably, looking at the rules, North Dakota rules apply. The 3 knockdown rule in effect. Standing 8 count is in effect. He can be saved by the bell in the last round. Only referee or doctor can stop the fight. Mark Nelson in from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The referee, third man in, and Lamont Peterson. Steve, you were talking about size. He looks like the bigger guy.
Yeah, he certainly does. He said he'd only put on a few pounds. And the funny, Anthony Peterson is really a lightweight, not a junior welter.
And here comes Jermaine White pouring it on and maybe trying to catch Anthony Peterson cold. So Peterson coming forward.
Don't turn your back.
Very focused, banging that hook to the body, looking for openings. But here comes White, trying to push him back, and it looks like it would be essential that he can't afford to wait on Anthony Peterson, Steve.
Well, I think Peterson would be wise to use that high guard and almost invite White to punch, because that left hook's going to be coming in the form of a counterpunch.
One thing about White, he's really enjoying his moment here on national television, man. He even corrected the ring announcer. 13 wins, undefeated.
Don't hold. Get out of there.
And really, Steve, we talked about the Peterson brothers and their hunger and desire. Jermaine White just as hungry and motivated and determined to be somebody. And here he comes again, pressing forward, showing a little shoulder action, and he gets clocked by a left hand. And now doubling the left hook is Anthony Peterson, and it looks like White is in trouble as he backs off big time.
Peterson marked under the right eye.
Yes. That really stirred Peterson into second gear. And here comes that hook, and you could just feel the power of those punches because White evidently did. It was apparent on his face.
Well, Peterson, White has no power whatsoever.
Oh, that crack of a left hook. Just a shuddering shot, and he sees the body, the ribs, and Jermaine White is in serious trouble as he takes a knee.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready to go? Yeah. You ready to go?
A minute to go, and Jermaine White doesn't look ready to go.
Boy,
he looks ready to go down.
Nick, a minute's a long time. See, White doesn't have the power to hold off Peterson. Peterson's mixing his left hook up nicely to the body and the head. And you see why Peterson has the rep as being the Peterson brother with a punch, because he really gets leverage.
That left hook, he just loves it.
Yeah.
And a hook to the liver again. Didn't take it quite out of White, but look at White's arm punches compared to the thundering blows from Anthony Peterson. Boy, he has found a home there, just creasing the ribs of Jermaine White and really just sapping any kind of energy. Little baby taps there, and Peterson just bided his time, smashes him with those left hooks. Will he get out of the round? It looks to be a perilous state of affairs for Jermaine White. His guard is up, and he's just trying to survive, Steve.
Yeah, and no strategy whatsoever from White. He's not holding, he's not moving enough, and when Peterson lets him punch, he punches and gets clocked by a counter left.
Boy, he's just trying to just measure him, saying, come on and bring it. Here comes the hook, and then a right to the body at the bell. White stumbles back to his corner.
Listen up. Get that, the big one. It is cool. Listen. When you get close, you gotta turn that right hand over better, okay? You gotta start getting behind your jab.
How you doing, man?
Doing great.
Okay, I'm here to protect you, okay?
Stay tight. You ain't gonna be doing that shit all night. That's bullshit, okay? Stay
Action
tight.
from round one. Watch Peterson, left hook. He wanted White to punch because White was defenseless. And now we're going to see some nice mixture of left hook upstairs, downstairs. And I don't think it was really one punch so much. White was just under a barrage. And look at him. He's just discouraged more than hurt.
Steve Roosevelt Schuler telling a big difference between what the trainer tells the fighter to do and what the fighter can really do. And it looks like Jermaine White just doesn't have the guns to compete. Real thunder coming from Anthony Peterson. Again, that cut seemed to rev him up a little bit more.
Exactly.
Oh, there's that left hook. And now it's White falling into shots. He's been down once in this fight. We're in the second heat. Oh, what a difference. It's like a man against a boy in terms of power. The power quotient so evident. Anthony Thompson just measuring his man. Or Anthony Peterson, I should say, and Jermaine White just eating punch after punch.
Peterson showing a little of everything, but the body punching he's doing is critical because the right glove of White is low, and he's going to get knocked out by a left hook.
No,
It is by far Peterson's favorite punch. Said he's hitting the power alleys with his right hand lately in training. But it's inevitable that the end will come sooner rather than later. Unless White's got more hard bark on him than we could ever imagine.
Well, White in that first round, Nick, took a fight's worth of beating in one round.
Absolutely. And nothing on White shots. Peterson able to just measure him and punch when he wants to punch. And electing now to hang back a little bit.
I got it.
Peterson says he likes making his left hook.
Left hook again. He followed with the right cross.
Over here. 2,
Standing
3,
8 count.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready to go?
Mark Nelson evaluating the fighter.
I don't like the standing 8 count. It's misused. It was misused there. It should be used when a fighter is suddenly hurt. If he's taking a lot of punishment, stop the fight.
Sort of interesting that Peterson hasn't revved it up and just tried to really close it out here. Well, here it could be coming right now. Left hook, furious combinations as he throws White to the canvas. That's not a knockdown.
Throw him down, no knock.
But
No
that
knockdown,
barrage of
no
punches
knockdown.
was, and here comes Peterson, stalking, moving with serious intent now. Anthony Peterson in the red. 40 big seconds to go in the second.
Well, White's eyes look okay, but you know what? Oh, referee should be ready to step in, Nick.
Too much punishment happening here. White valiant trying to push back.
Yeah, and White's guts and heart. That's exactly what's getting him a beating.
Yeah. Nothing behind those shots from White. And now he is just moving back. Little combination. Peterson content to absorb them. He hears the 10-second mark. Looked away and got hit there. And we will go to the third.
You're taking your hands down too much, okay? Yeah. And you got to let your hands go, okay? He covered up real good, walking straight in. You got to start getting around him and punching hard, okay? Try to be over here when you're throwing them hands.
How you doing?
Okay?
Oh, good. Okay.
Action from round 2.
Okay. Richard.
Referee Mark Nelson choosing to issue a standing 8 count right there. And again, if the referee felt that White needed a break after the punishment he's taken in a round and a half, stop the fight. There's a little push to the back of the head. Referee correct in ruling no knockdown. And White's just taking a beating. I can't see this fight going another round.
No.
Maybe the corner should stop it.
Well, Steve, the corner telling him punch harder. That's wishful thinking. How do you suddenly punch harder and walk through that kind of fire?
Interesting that Anthony Peterson is using high guard for defense. I think it's a tactical move to try to get White to lead because Peterson really likes to hide behind his left shoulder like Floyd Mayweather.
Steve, why can't White see that left hook coming?
Well, he's getting countered. He has no protection against it because his gloves are, he's punching first. And as you get tired and hurt, it takes that much longer for you to bring your gloves back after you punch. So he's open for a longer period of time, even if it's only a split second longer.
Well, basically, we have 2 10-8 rounds here. That standing 8 counts as a knockdown.
Punch out of there. Hands free, guys.
But it will probably be academic here. Left hook, banged, and here comes White valiantly trying to push the much stronger, more powerful Anthony Peterson back.
Your heads.
But
come on, here we go.
obviously in vain. Oh boy, it just looks like, again, you hit it on the head, Steve, with sheer guts on White, but no answers in terms of style or power.
Exactly, and look at him. He's getting hit and he's walking forward. You know, all undefeated fighters are not created equal. We know that from this series. And these are two different level fighters and two different level prospects. But in terms of heart, I'll take Jermaine White any day against any fighter.
Yeah, it's not going to carry the day, as you said today. It's a matter of class, and it's Anthony Peterson doing practically everything right. Probably not necessary. It's almost as if he should really put an end to this, Steve.
Well, the longer the fight goes now, it looks bad for Anthony Peterson. The crowd will get behind White. White will frustrate him. You saw White charging in before, sloppily, but charging in nonetheless. Yeah, Peterson needs to get rid of him right now.
Yeah. Question of not getting ahead of yourself. I like Peterson's control. He doesn't waste a lot of punches or energy. Double left hook. Little right cross, and there we see a flurry and nothing coming back. And finally, White holds on.
Watch your head.
Well, Peterson just not necessary to do a lot of jabbing, just trying to set up that colossal left hook. The right hand, not too much, but that left hook is humongous.
I'd like to see more of a right hand.
He's getting away with it here simply because he's fighting a guy who obviously can't match him shot for shot.
White right now is punching like a tired heavyweight who's in round 14.
And another slip ruled by Mark Nelson. All right, it's just, again, Peterson content to just walk in, and then just shorten up inside as he finishes out the third convincing round beating of Jermaine White.
Okay, you ain't got another round?
All right.
No. That's it.
Stopping the fight.
You just heard it.
That's enough.
Jermaine White,
Jim,
the first to admit it.
That's enough.
White saying he didn't have another round in him, and a very wise decision rather than get delusionary and get into trouble physically. Over in 3 as Jermaine White fails to answer the bell for the 4th round, quitting on his stool, outgunned big time, Steve.
Well, I can tell you, Nick, this was a showcase, as it turned out, for Anthony Peterson, who's fought a very low level of opposition thus far tonight against a 13-0 fighter. He showed the power and the tenacity, and you want to see him again. He's a lightweight. He's not a junior welterweight.
It's gonna be you, boy. Watch. Keep watching me, boy. I want to give a special thanks to Cologne Hunter, Ashley, Jaleel, Jelani.
I'm sorry, man. I couldn't do it, guys. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back.
Jermaine White, again, with his moment of potential glory. He enjoyed his week here. It was a sweet scene seeing him and his trainer hanging around for 2 days and trying to mentally get himself up for this fight. He thought physically he was there, but it was obvious he wasn't.
Well, you pointed out at the very start that Peterson looked the bigger guy. He punched like the bigger guy, too.
And Anthony Peterson, you know what I like, Steve? He just enjoys the chaos. Got that puncher mentality, doesn't he?
This is a stepping stone here, y'all.
Barry Hunter, the man who's been with him since he basically picked him up from being an abandoned kid.
And this is the very first round. Peterson showing class, the word I used at the top, speaking of his brother, in that he didn't just headhunt. Dug some nice left hooks to the body. That probably did as much damage as any of the left hooks to the head. And from very early in this fight, here's another look at the first round knockdown. You double up that left hook, body then head. Even in the first round, those body shots will bring the gloves down. And in round 2, referee Mark Nelson chose to issue a standing 8 count, a rule we don't see very often, right there. As far as I'm concerned, that fight could have been stopped there by the referee. It could have been stopped by the corner. And then the third round, how many left hooks did Peterson have to land? The right hand, Nick pointed it out, and I think very wisely so. The right hand's not great. Now here he's just looking for the referee to step in, and White had a half a grin on there. Peterson was risking losing because he was going to punch himself out, and White was going to win because he let the other guy hit him on the head with too many shots. The exact words there were, "You got another round?" Fighter said no. Smart guy.
J.D. Lyons makes it official for us
I
now.
want to give a big up to my real OGs.
The end of the bout comes at the end of round number 3. Your referee, Mark Nelson, realizes Jermaine White has had enough and calls a halt to the bouts. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated,
Boy, if you don't know me.
Anthony Peterson.
Boy, Anthony Peterson thunders on. Made it look ridiculously easy, but entertainingly so. He was a pleasure to watch if you like firepower. You give Jermaine White, you know, the courage for matching up, but in every other department, he just wasn't there. This clearly was Anthony Peterson, wire to wire.